Hi, here's old Claude again. I want to talk with you today about the fact that the whole trumps the part, or speaking about the body of Christ is comprised of many parts in the local church. And this thought works against perhaps a heresy in the American church, which has to do with some of our incorporating principles from the culture that we heighten the place of the individual. We do that to the detriment of the body as a whole. And the picture of the church is it's one of many parts being one. And the body is in 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, it speaks of how the body is comprised of many parts. And like the hand can't say to the foot, I have no need of thee. And then it goes on through and talks about how one gift is given to one person or one member, another gift to still another. And the whole is profited by these gifts. But there is a spirit abroad in our church where people kind of come and they view the proceedings, they listen to the sermon, they enjoy the worship perhaps, and then they go away with the understanding that they've done, especially if they've given a gift, that they've done all that's required. And there's a way in which we can say they haven't even gotten to first base with the understanding of what it means to be part of the body of Christ, or part of a local church. And so that may be part of why the church in so many places and ways is so immature. People haven't learned how to interact with one another. If there are differences, people say, I don't need this bunch. I don't have to put up with this stuff, and they're out the door. It's like with marriage. You don't settle issues that way. You really do have to talk it out. I know one preacher who said one time that he and his wife agreed from the very beginning that they wouldn't go to bed until they had their differences settled. And he said, sometimes we might go without sleep for 3 days. And he was teasing about that. But whatever the price is, we need to pay the price to be reconciled with one another. We do need one another in the body of Christ. And it's to be the telltale demonstration of the fact that we love the Lord. I mean, Jesus himself said, by this shall all men know you are my disciples, by the love that you have one for another. And love must be demonstrated. It's not a matter of just running around hugging everyone and kissing folks on the cheek or what have you. But that's all right too. And that's not to be discouraged. But when a brother has need, then the rest of the fellowship is to come to that need. We're to bear, we are to bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. But it costs you to become involved with people. It takes time. It may even cost you some money. Certainly, it will cost you some study. But if you're not part of a small group, you need to be part of a small group, and we need to undercut this thought. It's a heresy in the church that goes something like this: you don't tell me your problem, and I won't tell you mine. We'll just pretend that everything is just fine, and that's a lie straight from the pit. We're to encourage one another and help one another along to maturity in the faith. And there is such a thing that one part of the body has something that another part of the body desperately needs. And so that when people coming in from outside, if they wander into the church, which is happening less and less, but if they should wander in, then they would be able to discern, hey, these people care for one another. Or outside the framework of the church building, when they realize that Christians are helping one another, carrying in food at illness, or like it's beautiful during harvest time when a fella may be ill or something, right at wheat harvest time, and his neighbors, especially if they're Christian, they come in and help with the harvest. What a witness that is to Christ. So let me invite you to become part of the body of Christ.